everybody, and welcome to Queued Up, where the lobby is open, the mics are hot, and nobody is dodging. Joining me in the lobby today, the one and only Justin MetaPusher Wilkes, Davis, Tadlock, and Nick ThugNasty Lavid. Welcome, guys. Excited to be here today with you. We're going to jump right into Clutch or Kick. Then we're going to go to Around the League. We're going to discuss Valorant. The playoffs are starting. We've got the team set up. They're going to be ripping and roaring, ready to go. We're going to see which is the number 1, 2, and 3 teams that make it from playoffs to go to Toronto Masters. Then we're going to visit some Call of Duty. The Miami Major is coming next weekend, and we're going to see if the Heretics are going to be able to take it down within their own major, at the home major. And then IEM Melbourne just started today. We'll go through some of those matches so you get to see which team's going to make it through the end as that one rolls over the next couple weeks. Just this week. And then we're going to jump into the showdown where we're going to talk about some different topics around the room. But I am excited to be here with you guys today. Jumping into it, Clutch or Kick, our favorite segment. Is it a clutch? Is it a kick? The first one, hot off the desk, is are the Saudis come into the league? Zuma made some statements on the flank the other day. We're going to play the clip so you can see what he said, and then we're going to vote on if we think it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Like that in that deal. I would say it's not. It wouldn't surprise me in the next couple of years we transition back to an old model. But
listen,
I just don't know
some
what the
shit,
TPA.
bro. I heard some shit.
What'd you hear? What'd you hear, Tom?
I'm hearing that 2 franchise teams might be selling at the end of the year, and the 2 teams buying in are both Saudi teams.
So Twisted
heard.
Minds and somebody else is what you're saying?
I don't know. I don't know who those Saudi teams are. I don't know. I'm just telling you.
It sounds like there's a voice in the background where somebody's very excited about this. But we're going to start with you, Davis. Tell us, do you think Saudi money coming to the league, good thing, bad thing? Clutch or kick?
I think it's a great thing.
Green.
Clutch
it up.
Any money coming into the league, I don't think is a bad thing. I think, Call of Duty is one of those esports that's primarily been ran by the North American scene. So I think that's why it's kind of odd seeing Saudi money come into it. But if you look around other esports, it's very common. So I think it's a great thing.
Clutch it up. Justin.
I'm going to go clutch as well. That's
kick.
I'm going to go clutch. But it's appropriate I pulled that up because I do have a little maybe of a caveat there.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I do agree that money coming in is good, and with that money comes expectations, and there are maybe some teams in the league that have kind of lost their drive to, org-wise, to push to the top and maybe challenge for a COD champs position. And I think that there is a lot of good coming with that money and that pressure. The only downside would be we don't know the specifics of it. So if it is an expansion, I definitely don't think there's enough players to handle more teams in the CDL. So keeping the teams as is, but some new money is good.
I'll go before you, Nick. I think this is great. More money, more problems, all right? So we're going to have some of the things happening with Saudi money arriving is going to be players getting paid more, right? There's going to be opportunities there. And then there's going to be this, when you have what org do I want to single out? There are orgs that don't have endless money. Some people don't want to spend. Actually, the Boston Breach is a good one. Robert Kraft has said, he's like, I don't know if I want to invest more money into this multiple times. So teams like that, it's like, well, we need to find somebody that does have infinite money. And it sounds like the Saudis got some infinite money to be able to go spend. I think it's good. Short term, long term, I don't know. Maybe something different. Nick, what do you think?
See, I think that's where you just made my argument for me. And kick it up. Get it out of here, unless, like you said, with all of those problems that you're going to have, there's legitimate solutions for. I think you don't want too much money and the wrong amount of talent to be involved in it. You don't want it to be top-heavy. You want there to be competitive integrity throughout the league, and I think there's going to be a problem when you're going to have unlimited money.
Yeah.
Like you said, you made your argument for me to not want it. You're going to have unlimited money at the top, making these super teams, and the rest are just going to be terrible.
That's right. Yeah.
And let's be honest, I think these players are already overpaid.
There you go.
Maybe we need some more constraints.
Talking to you, COD guys. I mean, you make a really good point in the fact that there are some definitely bad things that come from this. But it'll be interesting to see if it's even true, because it's a rumor.
Yeah.
But Zuma heard some stuff, so hey, I don't know. Zuma might know.
Yeah.
All right.
The 2 big things for me are could you make a salary cap, and would it be like the NIL? That's the real question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We're going to find out. Okay, next topic. Go ahead and lead us into it, Mr. MetaPusher.
Yeah, so the RLCS NA Open qualifiers are going on. They have been being played out right now. I found this tweet where this young 14-year-old player took some offense to this top prospects list here by Shift RLE. He was left off Mechanical Red 32. He says, nah, this is a robbery where I at. 16,000 views. A bunch of people saw this young player kind of take offense to this. How do you guys feel about this overall? We're going to vote, and then I'm going to let you guys know how the results went of this open qualifier, whether he backed up his smack talk or whether he was justifiably left off of the top prospects list.
Got it. Nick, go first.
I'll go first, and I am kicking this. Again, kids need to stay out of the drama left and right. Whether he was rightfully left off or whether he wasn't, he needs to protect his image and let what he does on that pitch truly shine. Kick it. Keep the tweets out of here.
I'm with you. Kick it. I don't like it. I'm not about it. Go ahead, Justin.
I'm going to withhold since I have the all-seeing knowledge.
Yeah.
I'm jumping on the kick bandwagon.
There we go.
I think let your gameplay do the talking. Obviously, he's very confident in himself. Probably a very good player, but your gameplay should do most of the talking.
Yeah, perfect. So the desk, not a big fan of the trash talk. Let's take a look at the clip, see how the final qualifier match went.
A defensive, a brilliant performance defensively for Power Rangers. Last time these two teams met in day number 2. Now Mech, reset, sent away, and indeed Mech showing him off appropriately so. Appropriately named. Mech able to get it past Resonal, Scythe, and Pigeon. Both there, but flailing a bit. Still 2-1 in favor of 100x35, but that one.
Yeah, so Clutch on the final performance there. They do get the win. The Power Rangers beat 100x35. They claim that spot, and they advance on over 3 players who were in that top prospect. So I guess if you are going to give that bad trash talk, at least he backed it up.
He did back it up, but it's like, why is he in the chat anyway? Why is he making the tweet?
There's nothing I tell my players more than stay out of Reddit. You're only in your own head. Who cares what anybody else thinks? Just go out there and play.
Yeah.
I'm not about it.
He's also 14. He can't even play in the RLCS yet. He has to be 15.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, why is he not on the top 100 players list?
Great flip reset.
Great flip reset.
Yeah, it's a great flip reset. You're a
Against
great
3
player.
players I've never heard of in my life.
Yeah.
Great flip reset.
He's a great player, but it didn't happen. All right, Davis, go ahead. Lead to the next one.
Yeah, so going on to the next one, we're going to talk about 7 years ago to actually yesterday, not today, but 7 years ago yesterday, Cobblestone, the historic CSGO map, was removed from the game. And so pretty simple. Clutch, you think this was a good decision that they removed Cobblestone? Kick, you think we need it back? So yeah, I'll kind of go in first. I'm going to say it's a kick. I think we need Cobblestone back. It is a historic map. A lot of people didn't like the map. I think it's a really cool map with a lot of personality. So that's why I think we need it back.
I'm going, hold up, kick, but I'm going to go Clutch. I think Cobble needed to be removed for a while to set up for an awesome reintroduction, maybe with some visual improvements, because while the gameplay is nice, let's be honest, it is kind of dreary and gray to look at. And with today's audience, with the popularity of bright, colorful stuff, I think Cobble needed something new, but it'll be a big comeback once they bring it back.
Kick it, bring it back. We love Cobble. Cobble's the best. Nick.
Keep it gone. We need more new maps. Exactly. That's how much we need new maps. Okay. I'm done with the old maps. New game, new play style. Just give us a new map. Quit trying to bring back old maps. Make new maps. Keep everything competitive and fresh, please.
I will say, in defense of not bringing Cobble back, so on the Clutch side, that map was very CT-sided. It is so quick to rotate on. It's probably one of the reasons they left it out. But it was a lot of fun to play. I enjoyed it on the rank side. So
which would maybe be some nice variety, because right now most maps are T-sided.
Yeah, everything's T-sided. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's more of a reason to bring it back. We'll see if they do. Maybe. You know that Cash is coming back, but we don't know. We've not heard anything about Cobble, and it's been 7 years. Yeah, we need it. We need it.
I think a lot of people's love for Cobblestone comes from the Dragon lore being in the Cobblestone case, so they just are super nostalgic about that. Cobble was a good map. It wasn't a great map. It was the Dragon Lore that was
They
great.
just need more skins. That's
Yeah,
all they want.
exactly.
They want more skins.
They want-
Bring it back. All right, you know what? I'm changing my vote.
There you go. Vote change.
We got
just need to work on Justin a little bit here now. All right, Justin.
I was already like kind of riding the fence halfway anyway.
He wants it back just
Yes.
with brighter colors.
We want a
Yes.
super kick. All right, no super kick this time. Nick, go ahead. Lead us into the next one.
All right, Halo Optic Major this past weekend, and on to Friday, we had a transformer failure in the middle of two of the last pool play matches for Friday, and both of the EU teams were up big on some NA rivals of theirs, and Optic at their venue, going down 2 maps against Nemesis. Do you think it was good that the transformer went on fire or not, Davis?
Davis.
I'm gonna say not. So I think if I was playing in that match and we were in the middle of a series and next thing you know, we're going to bed, sleeping on it, and going into the next day, that would just have my head going all kinds of ways. I wouldn't be able to sleep in the night thinking about the match, and it would just be terrible. So I'm gonna go kick. I don't think this was good. Yeah.
I'm taking clutch. I think it was good. I think there's so much pressure facing off in a match like that, and having to do it twice is just really rough. And I do think that you can buy into that mojo there. I mean, COD players are superstitious, or actually Halo players are superstitious. And once you think, man, this is the Optic LAN.
Yeah.
Like, there's rumors. Did people were the fanboys the ones? Did they trash the transformer or whatever? So I think it was good. Clutch.
Clutch for me. I'm an Optic fanboy. Upside down clutch.
Did you do it?
Yeah.
Where were
I
you
was
at,
there.
CJ?
I turned the power off. I wanted them to beat Nemesis. They
Yeah.
needed a chance to come back. Didn't happen, but it's all right. Here you go, Nick.
No, I don't know how I kick that thing out of here. You would think a venue so large would have a backup generator. Unfortunately, they did not. Both teams that were losing the next day, Saturday at 9 a.m., both came out looking pretty strong. One went to a game 4, one went to a game 5, but the teams that were ahead on Friday night ultimately ended up winning. But still, we don't like to see things like that. We want to keep all the momentum right where it belongs.
And a quick shout out to the staff as they were able to adjust and find time to be able to play all those matches. And so quick shout out to all the folks that are running that Halo LAN.
It's not as easy as it sounds.
Yeah, losing 4 or 5 hours is a big deal for the whole tournament timeline. So
yeah,
we hate that for that reason, but from the Optic fanboys, we love it.
Work green wall of clutches.
They lost that series, but ended up winning the whole thing. So
Hey,
maybe it worked out.
All works out in the end.
Hey, they knew.
They knew.
Okay, it was an act of God, right? There we go. And the fanboys together. God and the fanboys got together.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Around the league next, we're going to jump into IEM Melbourne. I'm going to just paint the picture a little bit for everybody here. We have 2 groups, Group A and Group B, that are going to battle with one another, and we'll see each other in another bracket. This is a double elimination tournament, and there are a couple interesting factors going on. One, we have the Vitality Bounty. If anybody takes down Vitality, extra $100,000. Pretty good incentive, 20K, Davis, to be able to show up and play. What do you think about that?
I think that's amazing. I mean, Vitality's been the team everyone can't take down, so it's cool to have that money tag or price tag attached to it. Give some extra motivation to these teams who have been close. I don't think it will happen though, but we'll see if it does.
Yeah, we'll see. They're playing right now against Team Liquid, and then after that, they're going to face the winner of Falcons and Na'Vi. So, Justin, to you, cool $100,000. Who's going to take them down if somebody does?
If somebody takes him down, I think it's going to have to be like maybe the Mongrels or something on a rip.
On the back end, yeah.
I think the Mongrels are looking pretty solid. They look good over Complexity. I think we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But
Sure.
I'm not confident anybody's regularly going to do it and it'll happen in a finals, but I think that there's always a possibility that someone will drop a map randomly, which is what I love about this bounty system is it adds weight to all these matches. Even, a group stage match that technically Vitality could lose and then still come back to win the tournament through, lower bracket group stage, all those things. There's still all that weight on those matches. So they have to stay on their toes all the time.
Absolutely. Nick, coming to you. What do you think?
If we were still in clutch or kick, I would kick this $100,000 bounty right out the door. I think it's great for fans and I think it's great for viewership, but as a player and as a competitor, it isn't going to change how you prepare to play them any more or any less. You still want to beat them whether there's $100,000 on the line or not. But I think it is going to add some added pressure to that team playing against Vitality, which might hurt them, right? They're going to have added pressure. Oh, God, if I win this. I might win more for this single match than I would for the entire tournament. So it's grand finals, lights on you. I think it's only going to make it worse, and Vitality's just going to keep on scooting right along. Unfortunately, looking at both of these Group A and Group B, I don't think anybody's taking them down. This tournament's going to have to be Spirit at the next one.
Spirit not here, by the way.
Yep.
So, yeah, so there are one maybe top team that we've seen kind of compete. I mean, there is Falcons, who have now picked up Monacy. They beat, who did they beat today? They beat Saw today, so a not good Saw with Monacy. They had some average stats. It wasn't amazing.
Wasn't great.
It wasn't amazing, but I mean, Falcons is really our unknown ninja here. I don't know, Davis, would you take Falcons or Mouse to take down Vitality if you had to pick one or two right now?
I would pick Falcons, to be honest, because I've already seen them match up against Mouse in a couple grand finals now, and it just doesn't seem like Mouse can figure out the formula needed to really upset them. I think coming in, Falcons being that brand new team, Vitality doesn't have a good read on them, and I think that would probably be your best bet to really cause an upset somewhere. But also probably help them cover the cost of Monacy a little bit.
Yeah.
Interesting. There's also this Group B matchup, FaZe Clan versus the Mongols. That's probably going to face up against the winner of Gamer Legion and Mouse if we're looking at Group A. The Mongols played down against Complexity this morning. They don't look great.
They definitely didn't look great at Bucharest.
Yeah, can they take down FaZe and then potentially Mouse to be able to make it to this?
I think they can take down FaZe. Mouse will be a different story. They'll probably lose that. Actually, now looking at that being their path, I probably don't think the Mongols were actually the best choice for the team to beat Vitality. But I think they should be able to handle FaZe well. I think this team is not playing great right now, but we've definitely seen the highs that they can have. And, Kepley's not here this week, so someone has to show some love and represent for him. So
there you go.
I'll take that stance.
We are the Mongols fanboy of, we just always root for them consistently across the board. But I don't know. I'm looking at this matchup, and I kind of like FaZe more. I think Elige, if he doesn't have the same excuses he's had, if he's kind of gelled with the team, you got Kerrigan, you got Rain, it's a proven roster. It's just like the Mongols have had a lot of time to try and fix stuff, and they haven't. I don't know. Anyone want to take the other side of that?
No, I'm taking FaZe all day in this one.
FaZe up, baby.
FaZe up.
FaZe up.
FaZe up. We've given up on the Mongols. I say we love them. Now we hate them. It happened quick. Sorry, guys. R.I.P.
As soon as Kepley's gone.
No Kepley.
He's going to be so mad. He's going to be so mad.
Kep, we need you back for the Mongols discussion. But this will be an interesting tournament. It'll be going on for the next couple of weeks, or the next week. I keep saying couple of weeks. It'll be going on for the next week. On Thursday, we'll be able to revisit some of these matches and see where everybody has gone through. And honestly, the other thing that we always kind of cheer for is our NA teams. We got Team Liquid, we got Complexity. There's a couple guys in there that we can root for on the back end. But
we also cheer for the Australian time zone. Some late night CS watching is much better for me than the early morning CS watching.
I was also getting into the Australian casters. They've got some Australian casters. It's nice.
It's nice. The Australian tournaments are usually some of the best. There's also, I want y'all to keep your eyes open. Look for people drinking out of their shoes. It's an Australian special for CSGO.
Good old Shoey.
Yep, a good old shoey.
Cool. That'll be a fun one to watch. Okay, switching to the next item, FlyQuest versus C9. Justin, I'm coming to you first.
Yeah.
I personally was wrong because I had FlyQuest smoking these dudes. It's a best of one series, so maybe different than a best of three or a best of five, but C9 looked good in this matchup. They won. They did really well.
Yeah, C9 kind of finally put all their pieces together that they've put together this season, and everything finally started looking good. Their import solo laners, Thanatos up in top and Loki in mid, finally got their picks to work, right? Thanatos was known as a good player, kind of struggled last season because of the fancy lane swap meta and stuff. And this season, Loki had actually been struggling, but now both kind of came together, really dominated FlyQuest there. Bwipo had an interesting pick and kind of just fell apart into the Thanatos matchup. And once Bwipo and Inspired aren't running the game, things get a little rough. I do still think, though, that this is going to be a fairly close matchup for the top seed in NA. They've still got a group stage, still got playoffs to go, and only one team's going to make it out. But I think it's going to be one of those two.
Yeah, best of three. I'm looking at the stats right here. Thanatos was 6-1 with 17k damage. Bwipo on the other side was 1-4, but he had 20k damage on the Rumble playing against him. Wild. Davis, thoughts on the match? Is just a team fight gone awry that kind of spiraled into something, or what?
Kind of so, honestly. I mean, the early game was very close. It was back and forth gold-wise, and I kind of want to touch on what you said. I mean, Cloud9 just played their pieces the right way. I mean, it was very close. But they happened to win every engage and every trade. As you can see right here on the stat sheet, I mean, 2 kills was the most from anyone from FlyQuest, 2 kills on their ADC. everybody else with 1 kill, a lot of deaths. It just shows that C9 wasn't giving them much to work with. And that's really what you have to do at the end of the day in League of Legends is make sure you make less mistakes than the enemy. You'll probably win the game. And looks like that's what they did. And great game for them.
Yeah, it was. Nick, any final thoughts on the League of Legends match that happened?
I think it was a close one off the rip there, but I think 3-game series, this might go a little bit of a different way. I still think FlyQuest is the better team. However, best of 1, it went C9's way yesterday.
That's right. Yeah, that's my thought too. Just that best of 1 to best of 3. I'm curious how the matchup changes. Obviously, Thanatos and Loki got some picks that they really wanted on that top and mid lane. The Azir looked really good. It looked great for the team fights. It kind of swung a lot of stuff on the back end.
That's the only champ he's playing in solo queue too. He's ranked 1 in NA right now, and he's just spamming.
That fearless draft best of 3 will definitely change how this matchup looks.
Yeah, I agree. He's gonna get 1 on the Azir, and then he's gonna have to find some other things that he can invest into.
Yep.
But he's got some depth.
I'm super excited for that too. Fearless draft. I can't wait to see that. You see these guys on some of their, like you said, he's playing Azir every single match in solo queue. He's obviously played it well here. Go to map 2. Who are you going to pick? So
this guy was saying best of 1s all last week, but now he wants fearless. Now he wants best of 3s. Go figure.
The more thought I put into it, the more I'm like, okay, this is actually really cool.
Here we go. In Valorant, we had some matches coming up. The big one being Leviathan versus the one and only NRG. NRG ended up on top. Leviathan threw away game 1 in this fracture. They had it won. Demon 1 was not able to clutch up. One player that needed to make some plays. Did not happen for them.
Nope.
What did you think of this match, Nick?
To be honest, I didn't expect it to be this close. I thought NRG was going to run away with it, and Demon 1 showed me otherwise, even though, like we just said, he didn't clutch up in that final round. But wow, producer Pat is at the beach crying right now with Leviathan going home, as I expected. But he was a huge fan, and it didn't work out that way. NRG moving on to the playoffs.
That's right, playoff team on the bottom of the bracket. Davis, what did you think of the match?
Very disappointed. I was one of the people pulling for Leviathan to come out in this matchup. Big Demon 1 fan. I actually thought he played well. Obviously, he threw that round on Fracture. But I don't think he was the problem. I honestly think him and King were the 2 shining lights on this team throughout this series. And, looking into now, going into the next stage of the tournament and into next year, I think they definitely need to pick some better teammates for them, give them a little bit more help going into next year.
Justin, anything to add?
Yeah, I agree. I think King did look really good on the Neon in that first game. He was making a lot of plays, speeding around with the op, just doing, ADHD zoomer things on that character. But yeah, the maps both looked really good. I was impressed by the play across it. There were some really fun, last IGL versus IGL matchups between Rossi and FNS through there. And NRG did look really good. Ethan has been playing insane all throughout these past matches for NRG. Even in their losses, it's like Ethan's just dropping tons of kills. And it's like if anybody else on his team can step up, they will win. And that's what happened today. Sam stepped up. Adam stepped up. Things looked really good for them. And they just kind of walked through Leviathan. Made me feel good about my prediction from last week.
There you go. Yeah, well, that was our big match. We've got a playoff bracket coming up here. Some of these matches are going to be popping soon. But ultimately, the 2-1 that's interesting, the upper bracket round 1 has got 100 Thieves and Sentinels. Those are 2 names that are probably the fan favorites. Those are who are the folks are rooting for, right?
Yeah.
But they have to face the likes of a crew that looks better than they have, a G2 that threw a Masters Bangkok not 2 months ago, and then an MIBR who's looking hot as well, along with Cloud9, who's in the mix that I think could beat any of those teams as well. So from this playoffs bracket, I'm coming to you first, Davis. G2 is going to play the winner of Sentinels versus Cloud9. Would you pick any of those 2 teams to beat G2?
I would not. Looking at both groups from the group stage, I think G2 has been by far the best team out of all the teams in the tournament. So they are my favorite. I do not see Sentinels or Cloud9 being able to beat them. C9 did manage to take a map off them whenever they played last week or sometime, but I just don't see them winning. I think G2's too good.
Jagamo's the GOAT. All right, Nick, coming to you. Crew Esports playing the winner of MIBR 100 Thieves. Are you taking anybody specifically to beat Crew, or is Crew going through all the way on that side?
I think 100 Thieves should be able to do it. We actually had that matchup this past weekend. Crew did end up winning, but those matches were a lot closer Give it a week, give it 2, and I could see 100T squeaking this one out. It's going to be close again. I'm not saying that anybody's going to steamroll anybody, but I could actually see 100T making it out on the top side.
I do think 100 Thieves did throw a little bit on that match.
A little bit.
They definitely had an opportunity to face Crew, and so they're not out of the woods completely on that side.
I think they're more out of the woods facing off with MIBR than with Crew.
Totally.
I think MIBR has been looking really good.
Yeah.
I would actually, looking at that top side, pick MIBR to beat 100 Thieves and beat Crew and make it into the finals. I think they're looking really, really good. Aspis has been looking dominant. Verno has gotten over the NRG horse that's been weighing on the back of his mind. That analogy didn't make any sense, but there was something weighing on his mind there that he has gotten over. I like the way MIB are playing. I think they're really solid up there. And I'm also really excited for that bottom side match. Sentinels versus Cloud9 will be exciting.
Yeah.
And I think either team that wins will give G2 a solid match. Not beat them. I do agree with the rest of the desk, though. So I've got G2 and MIBR in that top side.
G2 far and away. All right, here you go. You heard it here first on Queued Up, where we're lobbying up. Go ahead, like, subscribe. We appreciate it. Just take a second, push the button. You can do it. I believe in you. Okay, on to the next Call of Duty.
Woo!
Major 3 in Miami. Gorgeous Miami. I want to go to Miami. I'm ready to go. Let's go to Miami. Okay, here we go. We're visiting Miami.
We can, CJ. We can.
This could be a beach behind us next week.
That's right. Hey, go ahead. Change it real quick. I got the mojito in my hands. Okay. Bracket looking interesting. I think the first team I want to look at here, the Boston Breach went 4-1, right? They beat the Ultra. What is this? Who are the Boston Breach and why are they so highly ranked here? Are these guys going to be able to take this event? Davis.
I don't think so. I want to talk about what you said. They beat Ultra, but they also beat Ultra on allegedly a bad server, which Toronto Ultra did forfeit the match on. I think Boston Breach had a great qualifier series. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they're 4-1. But I think when you look at the matchups they played, they had a very easy schedule, played a lot of easy teams. And I think, they're one of the top teams. I think they are in the top 6 of the league if we have it 6-6. But I think that they are well below their ranking of 2 that happened in these qualifiers.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I don't think the Boston Breach are going to go far. They are going to play Optic Texas first, though. Justin, they going to beat Optic? What do you think?
I think they're going to beat Optic. I think Boston's looked pretty good. I was impressed with their wins and their performance this time. I do agree with the analysis that I think they're going to kind of struggle to live up to that same standard. I think they squeaked in while, let's be honest, even though FaZe is 3-2, they're the top dog. They're probably going to be the team that wins this major if you're just looking to make some safe money. But I do think they've looked good. They're going to beat a lot of teams, and if anybody's going to beat them, it's only going to be a big top team like that. Maybe FaZe, maybe the Heretics, also 4-1 and getting to play at home where we saw them play really well before. I think the Heretics are my sleeper pick out of those 4-1 teams.
Nick, FaZe, they get a bad matchup first. They're playing kind of a good team right now in the Surge. You got FaZe going to the finals?
Yeah, I still think they're the team to beat, no question about it. This is a rematch of the Major 2 finals that we get in match round number 1, which is absolutely crazy. And I'm still riding the Luminosity and Vancouver Surge wave, hoping that they take them down. But FaZe is they're just too good.
Yeah, FaZe looks good. We also have our choke artists from last major, the 100 Thieves, the Online Warriors playing against the Carolina Royal Ravens with a Dylan Rex that really hasn't changed the roster once. I say that. I mean, he's played one match with them, so I got to give it some time. It's got to marinate a little bit, Davis. But do you think the Thieves are going to be a force to be reckoned with on this event as we go back to the LAN?
I do. When I look at the league, I look at FaZe number 1, as Nick said, and I look at Los Angeles Thieves being number 2, and I'm talking about being proven on LAN. These guys did choke the last one, but all of these guys have won multiple events, and they are top players. They don't fold under pressure. I think they're going to do some true damage in this winner's bracket, and with playing Royal Ravens first, I think they'll get the win. Running into a second round that's going to be pretty hard for them, but I think they'll be able to go far.
Interesting. Any dark horses from anybody? Anybody's got Miami going to the finals?
I've got Miami going deep. Maybe finals.
Yeah.
Finals might be pushing it, but I think they'll do really good. They looked really solid, and they looked good last time they were here. So
yeah, I mean, it's a home event for them. They are going to have the crowd behind them. Vamos, they have looked good. Supers look good. I don't know. They're definitely not proven right now, but I think they have potential. And if they do well, I think you could start to have the conversation of do they belong in the top 3 behind, you know, a Surge, an Ultra, 100 Thieves, FaZe? What does that look like? Are they number 5 right now? I think this major will be the one that they get tested on, and if we can actually find out if Super is the real deal or if he's going to show up on LAN or not.
You know who's number 6 though?
Tell me.
It's the Vegas Falcons.
Oh, the Falcons.
They're going to have another favorable matchup, even though they're starting in lowers. And then I could even them seeing winning that top 8 to top 6 matchup as well, getting top 6 this event. I think the top 4 is going to be unfazed, no pun about it. It's going to be Atlanta FaZe again. 2, 3, 4, any mix between LAT, Toronto, or Surge. And then I think outside of that is where things could get a little mixy. So I'm giving Falcons a top 6.
Justin, Falcons. Like them, hate them? What do you think?
I like them. They looked good. Xnid is an insane player. He's been popping off and on searches. He seems like he can just almost solo win you the game. And they have a lot of slaying power in their respawn modes. So they're kind of putting things together. I really feel like they still have room to improve and are already making some really good showings.
But Xned and Pred, the sub duo on that side, Davis, I'm looking at Arcides and Pristini. And I'm like, I don't know. What do you think?
I think they've been playing good, especially Arcides. I'll say I think he's been playing really well as an AR, especially if we look at their matchup against FaZe on Skyline Map 1. I mean, he was frying. I think the whole team's frying. I mean, if they can figure out how to do really good in control, I think they'll be super dangerous because already with the roster changes they've made, their hardpoint looks amazing. So if they can keep the hardpoint going good, they've already been good at search and destroy. Xnid's a great search and destroy player. If they can figure out how to win more of those, figure out how to get their control on track, they'll be a really, really good team.
Yeah, we'll see. The Falcons are going to have to make the losers bracket 1, and they will play the winner of the loser of Optic, Texas, and the Boston Breach. So
winnable.
I mean, potentially, we'll see a hot Boston Breach right now, 4-1 coming into it. If they get bounced by Optic, I think that they'll have all the green teams. These 3 green teams. It's the battle of the leprechauns right now, okay? All right, any closing comments on the Call of Duty major as it comes up? Any teams, players you want to shout out?
I hope Royal Ravens show up. I hope they do really good with the new roster swap. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, we'll see. 100 Thieves be the one to test. Okay, cool. On Thursday, we'll do some predictions for some of those matches. So today, you just get to think about your predictions. Who do you think is going to win the Miami major? Let us know in the chat, the comment section below. Like and subscribe. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, final segment, the showdown. Davis, coming to you first, but this is where we, just for the audience, we look at 8 different topics. We have kind of a little bit of short segment on what do we think about these things as they kind of pop and show up in the news. First one being Valorant Mobile being on a game that you can play. Obviously, it's huge in the industry right now on mobile games. What do you think of Valorant as it got released and popped over the last couple of days?
I think it's a great, great concept. Like you said, mobile gaming is the most accessible gaming of all. So I think it's great if they can figure out how to properly get all of the ability usage on the screen easily.
Busy game.
Yeah. So going into the next one, we're going to talk same thing, video games. We're going to switch over to the sports side of things, though. Coming to you, Nick. There's a new game being developed now. It is going to be it's actually out already for beta testing, so it is out. But it is a third-person point of view soccer game, arena style, kind of like Rocket League, where there's walls around you so the ball does not go out. What do you think about this concept, and would you be interested in paying $30 for a game like this?
Not in the slightest, unfortunately. FIFA Street's been out. We played NFL Blitz. If it was free to play, maybe, but $30, I'm not budging. It's not new IP. Same old. Give me something else. Not touching it with a 10-foot pole.
So the only difference for you is the paid. If it were free, you would play and
probably.
Be like, yeah.
Yeah, and then see if I like it.
Yeah.
But
cool.
$30,
Totally
unfortunately, no.
It's the same marathon conversation we had a week ago.
Yep.
So, go ahead.
Justin, Last of Us. Video games turned into TV shows. You want to see more of it or no?
I do. Big fan of the Last of Us show. Big fan of a lot of these other video games to movies and TV shows adaptations. The Witcher, Arcane is another one. And there's been so many awesome, successful examples. Mario movie made like $1.3 billion. So I want to see him keep doing it. It gives me beautiful nostalgia and just validation that the things that I got bullied for as a child are now cool. So yeah, big fan of that. Clutch. Yes, lots of clutches in the chat. And Last of Us is really good. Check it out if you haven't.
Yeah.
So, okay, next topic, Mario Kart World. We just got another extended direct showing off this new title launch for the Switch 2. CJ, how do you feel about Mario Kart diverting from its original kind of mode and throwing in this open world scenario to the players?
My perfect dream for this would be if you created Mario Kart, but in World of Warcraft with the same kind of concept. Where it's open world and you can drive your kart up to anything and you kind of interact with the environment via racing, so maybe Need for Speed-esque. My thought is when they actually release this, though, it won't be that. It'll be something like you can drive around with your friends in an open world and do nothing, right? And so I need some objectives behind it. I need some goals. But we'll see as they, obviously the Mario Kart audience is just different, and maybe that's not the thing they're looking for. But ultimately, I do think this is cool. It just depends on exactly what they do with it when we see the features when they're launched. Okay, I am going to Davis. Davis, we're talking Fortnite, the worst. I know. Okay.
More my speed.
They're doing a crossover with Star Wars right now for Battle Death Jar Jar Binks. I don't know what that is. It sounds.
Play is it?
I don't know what it is. Davis, go ahead. Tell me what you think of this crossover with Star Wars. Do you think that's amazing? Do you think it's dumb?
I think it's cool. I think Fortnite is one of my favorite companies with doing their collaborations. I think it's so cool how they collaborate with all different things. I'm not super into Star Wars, so this one doesn't necessarily pull towards me. Sorry, Nick.
It's fine.
But I'm sure people that love Star Wars are going to love this, so it'll bring a lot of attention to their game. I think it's cool. Fortnite does it the best when they collab with other people.
Is this crossover too old for the Fortnite audience?
Dude, that's actually a really good point. I mean, they're obviously the new age Star Wars, but it's actually very old IP.
Yeah,
So
because like this side of the table probably likes Star Wars. This side of the table probably likes Fortnite. But are we on both?
And we
And I'm right in the middle. Perfectly aged.
Get that out of here,
Yeah.
bro. No, that's interesting. I don't know. We'll see if it's a hit or not. They do a lot of cool collabs on the Fortnite side. I think that's interesting.
Yeah. So switching over, going to you with this one, Nick. We're going to talk about game development a little bit. And while you may believe he doesn't have time for it, he does. Elon Musk, his new company, XAI, they're coming into the game development world and trying to make gaming great again. What are your thoughts on this? And, what are your thoughts on it?
No, he doesn't have time to level up his own Diablo 4 account. However, he has time to make a new game development company. I believe AI is the future, I think, and believe in everything that it's doing. However, in the gaming space, I'm not so sure yet. Because like we were just talking about with Cobblestone, you need great new things, and AI unfortunately doesn't have that creative side just yet to be able to make something new and innovative. So it's just going to give you same old that we've been seeing for the past 20 years. So not yet for video games and AI. But speaking of games from 20 years ago that get reimagined, Justin, RuneScape Dragon Wild. Excited or couldn't care less?
I'm super excited. I purchased it. I've been playing it a bunch. It's a ton of fun. It's a pretty faithful successor. The genre does change, so
is this free? Sorry.
No, it's $30.
$30.
Oh,
yep, same thing.
Where did we get this $30
Another
price tag?
Yes, but it's like a survival game similar to Valheim, but a lot of backing behind Jagex, the company. So it's super fun, very enjoyable, and I think the game's got a bright future ahead.
Huh,
yes.
interesting.
And then, so final question here, CJ.
Okay.
Another gaming one. This one, a little bit spicy. Schedule 1. Super popular game right now with streamers, and even people in our office have been dabbling in what Schedule 1 has to offer. It's a very funky game where you can sell some narcotic substances and indulge in some bad behaviors. Do you think this is goated? Do you think this is dumb? What's your opinion on this, CJ?
That's a new father, CJ. How do you feel about this?
Yeah, I mean, there is Grand Theft Auto out there, right? So we have a little bit of a recipe. I don't know how far Grand Theft Auto reached into this. But I did see some gameplay in the office. Some folks were playing it, which is interesting. But
bold.
I mean, might as well. But I think it is a fun, entertaining game. It definitely has its nuances that make it exciting. I think the trick shot thing that they're doing is very interesting because they have all these different, things you can do in the game to kind of make you fly based off of whatever drug you take. So fun game, interesting experience. But I don't know if it's for me. So
I think it's a good gimmick.
Yeah, it's a good gimmick. That's a great way of putting it.
Quick meme. It's going to pop real quick.
Yeah.
It'll be here for a little bit. It'll be gone soon.
Flying high.
Well, we'll see if Rematch or Marathon or any of these other can stand the test of time too. These paid games. I think Schedule
With
1
vague names.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to say I'm kind of interested in rematch. I play FIFA a pretty good bit. I think it sounds pretty cool. Like you said, there is FIFA Street though, so there has been like a.
I don't know if he was alive when FIFA.
Yeah, I actually was not.
Back to that earlier
Yeah.
conversation of old versus young. Yeah.
I'm actually interested in it, and with it being $30, I mean, I'm used to paying $60 for the same old FIFA every year. That's just a reskin. So like, maybe this could be better for me. Maybe it'll be a discount.
Nintendo Switch 2 games are going to be $80 each. So yeah, I guess $30 is a discount at the end of the day.
Listen, me and Davis are getting money. We can pay for the game.
Hey.
It's light for us.
There you go. Okay, well, that's going to do it for us on the Queued Up Desk. Thanks for joining us here. Go ahead, like, subscribe. We appreciate that. And join us next Thursday. We'll be on another show. We'll do our predictions for the matches ahead, especially with all the playoffs happening right now. But thanks for joining us, and enjoy your ranked lobbies. I hope that you win.